Welcome to Ahead of the Game, the Rugby World Cup 2019 prediction show, and it's brought to you by Mega Master. Now, we are all super amped for the World Cup campaign and the Box World Cup campaign, and of course, giving our predictions as to what the Box are going to do in the spirit of Heritage Month. We've got a great guest here tonight. I'm going to start off here on my right, Elvis Blue. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to your insights on the game.
And my analysis.
Oh, absolutely. It's gonna be you. I mean, let's face it. On my left, the actual rugby guys. Burger Odenal, good evening. And then Roscoe Spec Magic. Speckman, welcome, man. So we're just gonna talk a bit of rugby and have a good time here around a beautiful fire. Elvis, now, I mean, you were talking very highly about the All Blacks. Just give us a bit of your feelings about them. I mean, we are ahead of this game with probably our biggest rivals. I mean, what are your feeling about the men down under?
I feel confidence is an important thing in anything in life. Like in music, confidence is a really important thing. Oh. And like a year ago, there was this unbeatable, it was like a 10-year thing happening where there was just no light at the end of the tunnel. But now, something has changed. There's some cracks in the armor. I'm sure it's still going to be really tough at the World Cup. It's still the All Blacks. It's still, everything is still going to be super tough, but it's not the same as if the World Cup was 12 months ago. It's just not the same. So,
yeah, I must agree with you. I think the past couple of years, people placed them on a pedestal, and I think the Wallabies just showed that they're not so untouchable as everyone thinks. So, like you said, I think it's going to be a very tough World Cup, but I think the Boks have a great opportunity to start off with a great win against them.
How do you feel, Roscoe? Are you amped for this thing?
I think that this year's World Cup will be something special, and I think this year, as you can see, as our squad, we have a lot of X-Factor players.
Oh, yes.
So I think that was lacking in the past, where we had more experienced guys like your Braai, and now we have like a guy like Cheslin,
oh, yes.
We have a guy like Kwaga, who can also bring something to the party, and that's what you need in special years like this at the World Cup.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
but what do you guys, why has this happened to them?
It's a tough one to answer because the whole squad has been together for basically 4 years now, and they've been doing really well, and then suddenly they got a bit of a speed bump. So I can't really say what happened for them to get a lack in confidence maybe, but yeah, I think the performance showed there's something wrong, and hopefully the Boks can exploit that as well.
Oh, yeah. And you had some flack on Twitter as well, apparently, about your strong voiced opinions.
There are always South African All Black supporters, and they want to fight with you on Twitter.
They're angry, man.
I don't want to fight on Twitter.
No.
I don't want to fight anywhere. Yeah, but people get angry, eh? People get very angry about this stuff. I also wonder if they held on to some players maybe a bit too long. You know, like we also had some players, there was a time when players were really playing a lot on reputation. I don't know, you guys would probably know better, but it might be the same with the All Blacks. They've got such incredible players, but maybe just hanging on to them for a little bit long.
Yeah, and it is a World Cup. Pressure is on. There's some things that are going to be, and coaches are going to be obliged to make some changes or want to feel them want to do that. Other teams to look out for, what do you guys feel?
I think France and Ireland, because Ireland just showed a couple of years they beat the All Blacks.
Oh, yes.
And I think that's where all the teams realize like they're not unstoppable. So everyone can beat them, and after that you saw like everyone is not even scared of the All Blacks anymore. And sometimes, as you can see this year, a lot of teams have showed they can beat the All Blacks.
So that mental thing, Roscoe, touching on that, what are your feelings about that? A team, I mean, you guys have been through this a lot of times. How important is that mental thing when you, like you say, they showed they can beat the All Blacks? When a coach tells you, or you see another team beating someone like the All Blacks, what does that mean for a team's mental preparedness? And does it make a huge difference when you know you've done it, so we can do it?
I think it helps a lot sometimes, because there was a lot of times where where we play New Zealand and in the sevens where they were for 10 years unbeatable.
Yes.
And then we saw like a team like Fiji beat them once, and then we're like, okay, nah, I think we can also do this if we can just stick to the game plan and not do silly stuff.
Yep.
And then we can beat them. And I think for the last 3 years with the sevens, we beat them every time.
Yeah.
Maybe be
now people are saying that about the Blitzbox.
That's the beautiful thing. I mean, it's just cage-flesh stuff. And what I'm wondering always is seeing, I mean, just always been a big fan of sevens, watching the coach scream at you guys, but it's obviously passion going to, just one or two things. What's Helena? What are they actually telling you?
I think sometimes when halftime Neil will never speak English.
Yeah,
he will go to Afrikaans. And then he will just make a sign, man. Then we know what is happening. He said, you go in, you clean that guy. He said always, an easy clean is a low clean. So, and where you see where all the other teams compared to the Blitzbox, we're not the biggest guys, but we're more short. So if we can get to clean the ball quickly and get the ball out to our speedsters, and it's a much easier game where you get Fiji, Samoa, New Zealand, they're more big guys, where we're just small and more clever, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, that's such an important fact and such a beautiful part about SA Rugby and SA Sevens. I can still remember my 95 World Cup moment, you know, that final. I mean, I just thinking about, where were you? Well, it's not an interrogation.
Her name yeah. Her name was Marlies. I'm not going to say her surname.
No.
But the rugby was on.
Yes.
But we were in Potchefstroom at the Mooi Rivier.
Nice. And that's obviously
on that day, I got my first kiss, guys.
It's a moment, eh?
So, I'm sorry,
Sorry, Joel.
I watched my dad taped. My dad taped and I just acted. I just acted as if I knew what happened. I had no clue. But what I do know is I kissed Marlies that day, and it was absolutely glorious. But move on to these guys.
Yes, let's get to the rugby. So what rugby? No, I mean, take us. Where were you? I mean, were you born, Burger? I just want to make sure.
Well, I was born in '93. So,
okay, so you literally like 2 years old.
Where were you? What were you thinking?
What did you
well, apparently. My dad was privileged enough to go watch the game at Ellis Park, so he was at the game, but my mom stayed at home with me and my sister.
Okay.
And apparently we were sitting in front of the TV and my mom was just shouting and my sister and I didn't have a clue what's going on.
Yes.
But yeah, so didn't really have the best 95 memory.
I can imagine, man. I'm so sorry about that. Roscoe, what did you do?
I think for me, I wasn't that fortunate to watch the game live on a TV, because I think the only time when you can watch that time it was what they call it was still on Mnet. Open time, they call it that time.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah,
so it was hard to watch, but
the coder.
You can still listen on the radio. And the only thing you hear, you don't want to hear the name. Tonalomu.
Yeah, when you hear that, it's trouble.
You just think, oh, it's problems, it's problems.
It's so beautiful, and I think sport does that, and rugby specifically, in a way. That's what we're trying to do here as well, is celebrate rugby in Heritage Month for what it did for players and as a country. I think we can all relate to that in a big way. The All Blacks game, and maybe I should ask the guys who know, what do you guys think is going to happen?
We will beat the All Blacks in the World Cup by 14 points.
Whoa.
14.
Box by 14.
I think with the squad that we have, I just hope no one get injured, so we can be there. They always say, fight fire with fire.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if we can still keep this team like this, the way they are now, there's something special coming.
Well, I totally agree. Burger, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, if I have to pick a score now,
I mean, if you want.
I'll go for, let's say, 26-19 for the Boks.
Beautiful.
I think it's going to be the classic test match rugby. But I think both of the sides are going to try to give the ball a bit of air. So I think it's a classic starter off at the World Cup, so I think it's going to be a cracking match.
Absolutely. Elvis, what's your thoughts? Just first give us maybe that analysis that we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I really love Rassie. I've loved him. I think he's such a great coach. When he was with the Cheetahs, I've always loved that guy. And I think that we're going to do well because he's put the whole thing together really nicely. And it feels like we're peaking at the right time. I think we're going to win, but I don't think it'll. I think 7 points.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a
close game.
That's going to be a close game. Let's face it. Obviously, I'm going to say the Boks are going to take it, and I think it's going to be 21-17. I was going to say 21-2, but then I realized
there's no such thing.
Just leave me at that. So 21-17 is my prediction for the Boks, obviously. Now give us yours. In the comment section here below, put your score prediction. The first closest guess will win the prize. And the prize, a Mega Master Granite Edition gas braai to the value of 7,999 South African Rand. It is a thing of beauty. Now, here's the beautiful part. Mega Master is backing the Boks in such a way that even if you don't win this prediction show, sorry, Elvis, you can't compete now, sorry. It's not... Even if you don't win the prediction show, you look disappointed, man. You could still win when the Boks win, or score when the Boks score at least. So for every single point that the Boks put on the board in every game, Mega Master will match that with a percentage discount on certain products. Isn't that amazing?
It's cool.
So if we score 80 against New Zealand, which is
likely,
absolutely, you get an 80% discount and so forth. So head over to megamaster.co.za to see what's going on. So I want to thank my esteemed guest, Elvis Blue. Thank you for really for being here and for sharing your insights on this Rugby World Cup. It's been great having you here.
I hope you guys learned something.
Burger, thank you so much, guys. Roscoe, it's been great having you guys here. And yeah, good luck for the rest of this year and whatever you guys are gonna do. I hope it's a good one, you know? Yeah, absolutely. So from all of us here, in the next episode, we'll have an all-new panel. Nothing against you guys, you were great. You were okay-ish.
Can we braai something now?
Yes. So while we braai, next time we'll be back with more predictions, more analysis. I'm Leon Gropp, and we'll see you next time on Ahead of the Game.